Let's get more on that now with the airplane manufacturer Boeing facing a major crisis over its flagship Dreamliner planes, with fears over its safety prompting airlines to ground their fleets. Well, the planes only came into use in October 2011, and so far 50 are in use around the world, but there are another 798 on order. But a series of problems, including battery issues, have led to regulators stepping in to stop them from flying. Boeing is banking its reputation on the Dreamliner, with reports suggesting each one costs a minimum of £100 million. The company says it needs to sell 1,100 planes in order just to break even. Well, I'm joined by Dr. Antony Evans, who's a lecturer in air transport management at City University in London. Very good afternoon to you. Take us through the problems that they've been having, because the main one is about the battery, isn't it? Why is that so crucial on these planes?
Well, the main concern is that the battery is actually causing a fire. And a fire on board an aircraft, particularly when it's in flight, is a huge safety risk. So that is the main reason that this battery issue has become so important, much more important than the previous issues with the aircraft, such as the fuel leaks, the crack in the cockpit and such like.
Obviously, there's a whole series of tests that these planes have to go through before they're allowed up in the air, before they're allowed passengers inside. Are you surprised that they're having so many problems at this stage, given that they've undergone so many tests, so many test flights as well?
Yes and no. So this is a revolutionary aircraft. There's a lot of technology on this aircraft that is new, and for that reason it is very attractive to the airlines. It's reducing fuel burn by a significant amount. But the consequence of having a lot of new technology is that it hasn't experienced thousands and thousands of flight hours to iron out all the glitches. So we're expecting there to be some teething problems. This, however, is a bigger concern, and certainly something that Boeing and the airlines would far have preferred not to have happened, because this is actually a large enough problem that has led to the airlines and the regulatory authorities grounding the aircraft. So this is affecting Boeing. It's very embarrassing for them. It's affecting the airlines. It's inconvenient. But even more than that, passengers are going to be concerned. Is this a safety problem? Do we have to worry?
How do you think they're going to manage to convince passengers that the planes are OK once they manage to iron the problems out? Because it's a huge PR disaster, potentially, isn't it?
It is a huge PR disaster, and Boeing will go to all lengths to solve this problem quickly. In some ways, because the aircraft's been grounded, we will know that when the aircraft is allowed to fly again, these problems will have been solved. So the FAA in the United States and other regulatory authorities around the world, such as over here in Europe, will make very sure now that these problems have been solved, particularly relating to serious problems like a fire in the aircraft.
Just fill us in on how important this airline is for Boeing. Although there's only 50 in service at the moment, they've got orders for what we think more than 800. It's crucial to their future, isn't it? And crucial to the US economy.
Yes, this is a critical aircraft. It's been in development for a long time. It's Boeing's first brand new aircraft for a long time as well. And it's really been touted as this revolutionary game changer. And as you say, the US aircraft industry employs a huge number of people. So if this were to cause major problems with the aircraft going forward, this would be a major concern for the United States generally in selling the aircraft, and even for the industry generally, because if people fear a brand new aircraft coming into the fleet, this may affect other new aircraft coming into the fleet, such as Airbus's aircraft. So it's a problem that the industry wants to solve quickly.
The industry and airlines, obviously, because they've grounded these planes, they've had to. How long do you think Boeing have got to resolve this before they lose all confidence?
Well, historically, there have been significantly bigger problems with other aircraft back in the 80s, for example, which were solved over time, and the aircraft was able to have a productive life well into the 2000s. So they need to solve it quickly from a PR perspective within a relatively short turnaround, hopefully weeks to months. But I don't think this is likely to have a really long-term impact on Boeing, simply because they will put all their resources into solving this quickly. And as soon as the aircraft is allowed to fly again, the public should have confidence that the regulatory authorities would not allow that unless they were convinced that this aircraft is safe.
OK, Dr. Antony Evans, thanks very much for your expertise. Thank you.